go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Sunday night. Knicks going into Cleveland to steer the ship back in the right direction after getting worked out in Milwaukee. Trying to avoid the revenge game from Donovan Mitchell and the fallout from the trade. And they would take a 9-point lead into the fourth quarter, but it would quickly evaporate, no pun intended. And at the end of the day, players make plays, stars are stars, role players are role players, man. Donovan Mitchell lights up the Knicks in crunch time. Cleveland bombs away from downtown, and the Knicks lose 121-108. So let's talk about it tonight, man. Knicks postgame live, presented by Manscaped. Call us up, 657-383-1509, or hit us up on the KnicksFanTV Discord. CP the Franchise, Alex Sotaros, the Stratocaster, on the ones and twos. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it as a family, man.
Oh, that's all we can do tonight.
That's all we can do. People were asking why I was late. I had to pour up a drink tonight, Al. I had to pour up a drink and just to take the edge off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We've reached the time of year where watching my Giants and Knicks in the same day is a very stressful thing.
You're telling me.
Giants lost, Knicks lost. I'm losing in both my fantasy leagues. So it's a losing type of night. So let's get into it, man. It was an interesting game in the sense that the way it started, you know, both teams were hot from the field. Both teams were shooting close to about 48, 50% from the field. Cavs were bombing away from downtown, 12 for 22 from three at the half. I thought the third quarter, Knicks were found themselves down 3 in the third. I mean, going into the third quarter, they were able to steady the ship. Second unit came in, played well in the second quarter. IQ, Obi, Derrick Rose, Hartenstein, good game. We'll talk about him later. They had it cooking. Knicks are behind by 3 at the half. Coming to the third, Julius picks it up. Both ends. Brunson picks it up. Both ends. Fournier. Had a couple defensive highlights, couple nice passes, couple buckets there. RJ gets it going. Knicks would take a 9-point lead into the fourth. But Al, for some reason, we've seen it time and time again. For some reason, the Knicks have not figured out that Kevin Love can shoot threes.
Nonsense.
They have not figured out that you cannot leave Kevin Love open for any reason. The fourth quarter opens up with terrible turnovers.
Yep.
Obi picks up an offensive foul. You got guys throwing the ball away, taking bad shots. Before you know it, the 9-point lead is totally gone. Totally gone. Cleveland would outscore the Knicks 37 to 15 in the fourth quarter. They shot 8 of 13 from downtown and 11 for 19 from the field, man. That's all she wrote. 121-108. Give me some of your thoughts on this game, man.
Knicks, even though they came out strong in the first half offensively, Cavs were just on edge. Like, they were playing some serious defense on the Knicks that kind of rattled them. And the Knicks, when they began the game, they were too loose with the basketball. There was a lot of turnovers. They didn't really have a good grip on it. I mean, you even had Derrick Rose losing control of the ball twice I think it was back-to-back possessions when he came in with the second unit. I mean, it was Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson at times. That it just seemed like they were all stumbling over their feet.
Yes.
Thankfully, for all the poor defense, especially on the perimeter, Mitchell Robinson getting into foul troubles again. Yeah. You talked about it. It was a close game. Third quarter, it seemed like they had it all figured out. You thought that they could just literally just close and then it all worked. Yeah. The thing that changed was that the second unit came in strong, and then the second time they came in the fourth quarter, they were duds. Like, in the sense that they could not perform. Everyone just did everything completely wrong. Yeah. Besides the backcourt with Emmanuel Quickley and Derrick Rose, Cam was making some mind-boggling plays.
We don't need that, dude. Cam. We don't need that.
Like he would have like a good drive, take the contact, and have it finish. And then next thing you know, I remember one where Randle finds him on the corner. He drives in, plants his feet, tries to shimmy with his back to the basket to lose his defender, loses his footing, and then just throws up a shot. And I'm like, why are you throwing up a shot for the sake of throwing up a shot? And then he gets angry when he gets put back on the bench. Like he didn't deserve half the stuff that he was doing to go back on the bench. And, you have Obi Top. You talk about leaving Kevin Love open. He shot 9 for 14 from the field today, 8 for 13 from 3. Only one with inside the arc. Only once
that's
did he
who
score
Kevin Love is right now, man. He's a stationary catch and shoot shooter. And we've seen it last year. We've seen it with this guy already, man. We've seen it last year where the Cavaliers have beaten us in their building on Kevin Love threes, and we're still leaving this guy open.
But the thing is not even just him, is that the perimeter defense, and I broke this down with Evan Dammerall on the Cavs Knicks preview that we did for KnicksFanTV, and he talked about it. The Cavs are a good three-point shooting team. I said it on SNY with Dexter yesterday. Knicks have to improve their perimeter defense if they're going to keep up with the Cavs. Allowing Dean Wade to go 6 for 8 from 3, Donovan Mitchell to go 8 for 13, and Kevin Love to go 8 for 13, all from 3, is not how you do a good job on the perimeter at all. So allowing all those guys just to hit their shots, I mean, Donovan Mitchell's going to get his. Yeah. But you have to do something better to contain him. I mean, they allowed him to get 38. He got 15 within the first quarter. Yeah. He went nuclear. And I think it was just the Knicks playing lax defense. And you can't – if you're going against these type of teams like Milwaukee, the Cavs, you have to come in with some sort of edge, knowing that these guys are just better. Like they have the advantage. Yeah. They didn't even have Darius Garland out there tonight. Right. I don't even know what that would have looked like if they had Darius Garland out there. Right. Right. So you know that this is going to be a better team. They already project this team to be better. The Bucks are a contender. They're projecting the Cavs to be a contender. So you have to be on your P's and Q's and ready for everything and play efficiently. Now, the Knicks offensively, the second unit really is what brought this team back into it. Our starters, once again, were just between Randle and Brunson. It was very difficult for them to get into the flow of the offense in the first half. They did start to pick it up in the second. RJ, I thought, had a pretty well-rounded game, although he had some costly fouls. Between Obi leaving Kevin Love wide open and RJ Barrett just having 2 4-point play fouls. Yeah. On Donovan Mitchell and Kevin Love, man. You can't have that. That's how the Cavs were able to win this game, man. They made the fewest turnovers, and they were just left wide open because of our poor perimeter defense.
Yeah, no question. No question about it, man. It was just a complete fourth quarter meltdown, a bad decision-making, bad defense. And you combine all that, and you're going to lose. You're going to lose. They won the rebounding battle. They won the points in the paint battle 64-32. Fast break points. They were playing fast. 28-14. They won. Points in the paint 64-32. But the 3-point difference, Knicks shot 10-27. Cavs shot 23 of 50. They took 53s, knocked down 23 of them. 46% from downtown. You can't win that way. And then look, at the end of the day, as I said in the opener, stars make plays. Sometimes role players might. And that's the difference. You have Donovan Mitchell. We don't. One team has Donovan Mitchell. We don't. And he absolutely filleted the Knicks in the fourth quarter, whether it was scoring or taking advantage of the gravity that he commands and making plays for his team, whether it's Wade, Kevin Love, had a nice pass to threaded the needle, found Okoro, who found Evan Mobley, who slammed it in or put it up at the rim. That was the difference, man. That was the difference in the game.
And another thing is that when you watch this team, it feels like the ball movement. I don't know what happened for the first 4 games. We saw a really good ball movement between the Bucks and now the Cavs. There's been moments of good ball movement. For the most part, it's everyone trying to take their turn to score. Yeah. For what it feels like. And I don't know why they're moving away from ball movement. The ball moves faster than your feet. So there's got to be a little bit more misdirection. I don't know if guys are just tired after, two overtimes, traveling, whatnot, but it comes down to being more poised and making the right reads. And you're not going to win against top end teams going one on one. It's just not going to happen, especially when you have guys who are on the other side better at one on one.
Yeah.
Giannis, better one on one guy. Donovan Mitchell, better at one on one. So we don't have a guy who can consistently break down every single game like those two guys. Yep. So you have to play good team basketball and be fundamentally sound if you want to compete. Outside of that, there were some moments. I mean, we could talk about moments that looked good for the Knicks. I didn't think it was just, even though this loss stinks. Mm-hmm. There's something still there to work with. It's still early in the season, but gotta clean all this stuff up. Clean it all up.
Gotta clean it up. I just thought in the fourth quarter they just set a bad tone for themselves with the turnovers, with the sloppy play. They were lackluster, and it just had a cascading effect. Hungry teams are going to take advantage of that. And I thought at the end the starters just got worn out. They settled for a lot of one-on-ones. I didn't think they allowed Brunson to operate nearly as enough. With the ball in his hands. I thought the ball should have been in his hands. It was too much, Julius, RJ, Fournier trying to play hero ball out there. I thought Brunson should have gotten the ball to be able to make some plays, both for himself and others. Give it to your point guard, when these things are breaking down. And I just felt like it was just too much helter-skelter, especially down the stretch. And look, I said it on the Bucks game, how you utilize the rotation is not as simple and elementary as a lot of fans make it, because some nights they're going to have it, right? It was a tale of two halves for that second unit, except for Hartenstein. I thought he was consistent throughout the game. He had a good game. It was a tale of two halves for that second unit. IQ, the Obies, they had it cooking in that second quarter. They were running and gunning. I had a guy on Twitter talking about why Thibs take them out in the second quarter. I'm like, yo, you want him to play? You expect him to play them the whole entire second quarter? You got to be realistic. Then they come in the fourth, and they were terrible. Let's just be honest. And I'm seeing people in the chat. I'm like, was it Thibs' fault that Obi committed the offensive foul? Was it Thibs' fault that Cam is just chucking up whatever you want to call it, it's off the backboard, out of control? That's why, because bench players, for the most part, are bench players because of this reason. You don't have consistency. And I thought that was a big difference. That was a big turning point in that fourth quarter.
For sure. Tibbs had to give them the quick hook. I don't think that first unit was ready to come back in after a short break, because it was close to the end of the fourth. It was towards the end of the fourth that Tibbs started to bring in the second unit, and then the fourth quarter starts and all of the second units in there. And then he had to pull them out within, I think, close to like 7 minutes. So you didn't even give them a full extended run as they probably should have, because they weren't able to keep the lead. Yeah. And so if you're not able to keep a lead when they have Donovan Mitchell out there going against our second unit, you got to start bringing your starters who helped you in the third quarter. So I get it. I think the one thing I probably would have done was, because it seemed like Brunson was struggling, even though he got activated in the third. But Derrick Rose, I felt, should have continued to play a little bit more in the fourth, just because he had back-to-back drives to finish. I thought he was really putting the Cavs defense on their heels.
Yeah.
So
started the fourth quarter with back-to-back buckets.
Yeah, and that is something that for Thibs, that's where I would have looked to be like, that's my complaint. You should have left Derrick Rose in there for maybe a little bit longer and not bring Brunson back in there, because Brunson struggled for the game. He had a good third. It didn't seem like he was, you talked about it. It's not that he didn't seem like it. He wasn't really activated when it came to facilitating tonight, because he had Randle, RJ, Fournier, everyone else getting their touches tonight and trying to play make. So if you need someone who can do that, but can also operate in isolation pretty effectively, let Derrick Rose do that. He went 3 for 5 from the field tonight, got you 7 points, 2 assists, went 1 for 2 from 3. He only got 14 minutes.
Yeah.
And you let Brunson play 34. I think Brunson could have gotten a little bit more of a break tonight before coming back in. And you could have let Rose really, really work the fourth quarter.
Yeah, because first half he didn't have it in Rose. He was looking a little shaky. But again, in that fourth quarter, he looked pretty good. But then, once the things were getting a little out of reach, or once the Cavs came back and started taking the lead, you had the starters had to come back in. The starters had to come back in after the Cavs went on a run and got back into the game. So, unfortunately, Knicks take a tough L tonight, 121-108. I did think Hartenstein played pretty well tonight. Hartenstein, yes. I liked Hartenstein's game. Hartenstein off the bench, 12 points, 9 boards, a steal, a block, 6 of 10 from the field. Continues to have a nice touch around the rim. Yep. I thought he played well. He's playing hard as well. He had Quickly's back in the Quickly versus Neto scrap. They always say it's always personal with Quickly and Neto, but I like how Hartenstein kind of had Quickly's back in that whole situation.
Battle of the backup guards.
Battle of the backup guards, man. That Quickly Neto battle is always personal. So I'm glad Hartenstein kind of protected Quickly, had his back, caught Neto with a tough screen, and overall good game because Mitch got in foul trouble once again. Battling Allen and Mobley out there. Good job by Hartenstein, man.
Yeah, and Hartenstein's getting these minutes because once again you have Mitchell Robinson, who wasn't able to stay on the floor tonight, got his fourth foul in the third quarter. Just getting into foul trouble. Mitch only had 21 minutes, played only 21 minutes tonight, had 4 points, 7 boards, and got 2 assists.
Yeah,
but it's got. I don't know if it's just. I don't know what's going on with Mitch these past 2 games, but it's positioning. It comes down to positioning when you're trying to defend somebody. He continues to trail and then try to get the block or try to defend where he's just too late. Yeah. It's going to be called a foul every single time. So he's just better off letting that go and saving those type of fouls for when it actually matters or you want to stop, an easy layup in crunch time minutes against somebody who's poor at the free throw line, not just trying to swat and attack everybody after you missed it. It's kind of, I think Julius Randle had a couple of plays like that too, where it was just, he had one where I think it was a layup for either Mobley or Allen, and he fouled him late. I'm like, why are you fouling him right at that point? Like, he had better position, just let it go, get back, and go get the bucket next time.
Yeah, I agree, man. So with that being said, let's hear from the people, man. What do you guys think about tonight's game? Call us up, 657-383-1509, or hit us up on the KnicksFanTV Discord. Who are you blaming tonight? Is it Thibs' fault? Is it Obi's fault? Is it Randall's fault? Should we have traded for Donovan Mitchell? We want to hear all of it tonight, man. It's going to be one of those nights, Al. We ready for it. Like I said, I poured up a drink, take the edge off. We ready to go. So whatever you guys want to complain about tonight, we here for it. Let's start with... Who do we want to go with on the phones tonight? Doc Ross. Let's go back to Doc Ross. Back-to-back nights. Doc, what's going on?
Yo, what's up, y'all? Appreciate it. Everybody in the chat, hit that thumbs up, like button, and everything. Yo, I'm going with Thibs, man. I'm going to start a petition to fire this dude.
Oh, man. What did he do tonight?
I'm telling you, like, everything that you guys said, I cannot disagree with tonight, right? He should have left Rose in. Julius went. I was looking at he scored his last field goal with 40 seconds left or something like that. So he went 5 for 13. Obi goes 4 for 7. Right? You talking about stars? You don't know what you have because he keeps giving our young players the hook so early and keep going back. This dude is low energy, low well. I swear to God, it's like looking at high school sports over again.
Who are you talking about?
Randle.
I can't go with that tonight, bro. I can't go with that. Did we not watch the third quarter?
Minutes. I did watch the third quarter, but 33 minutes for Randle. 33 minutes.
Did you see Obi in the fourth quarter? He was a disaster, man. Come on, but we gotta keep it a buck, man. Can we keep it a buck?
No, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Now I do have a bias against Randle. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I got a bias against the brother. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to tell you is Thibs is not preparing these people to come out here and play. And he's not, last year, y'all guys talked about on the show all the time. That said, he needs to make in-game adjustments. That's what everybody, you guys kept on saying about Thibs. Where's the in-game adjustments? 1 minute we're up, he's not making adjustments. He should have probably brought back
Doc,
Rose.
the in-game adjustments was when the second unit came in and sucked it up in the fourth quarter. He went back to his starters. What do you want the guy to do? Obi wasn't prepared in the first half. First half, Obi was cooking. Fourth quarter, he didn't have it. You expect the coach to leave his max player, the guy that got them back in the game in the third quarter. You expect them leaving him on the bench while Obi's floundering out there in the fourth quarter and the lead is dwindling? Come on, man.
Hold on. He leaves when Randle is usually bumming it up. He leaves him in there, doesn't he? He gives him a chance to figure it out. He doesn't do that with the younger players. Why not? When is Obi and them going to see some late game adjustments where they can try to figure it out?
He's your bench player. He's not going to get that leeway. He's not going to get that leeway. Unfortunately, that's the position that the team put him in.
That's 100%. Y'all keep saying this dude's a bench player. He's the number 8. He's that number 8 overall pick. And I'm pretty disgusted that the Knicks traded him. Now, I don't want to hold up the phone conversation, but let me just say this. How do you feel? Man, at this point, I know we only a few games in, but I'm like, yeah, they probably should have just traded and pulled the trigger for them, man, because, I don't know if this are we going to have the same breakdown as we had last year, or is it going to be the same thing? All I do know is that we should get rid of Thibs. Guys, use Manscaped. Thanks for taking my call. I ain't gonna
appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Doc Ross on the check-in. Definitely appreciate it. Listen, man, he's not going to have the same leeway as Julius. I wish people would just understand that. He's not going to have the same leeway. Julius had it cooking in the third quarter. He had it cooking in the third quarter. When the second unit comes in and they're floundering and you give up the lead, you're going to go back to your starters. You're not going to leave your second unit in there to figure things out. You're going to go back to the guys that got you back in it. It was Julius, it was Brunson, RJ had it going, Fournier had it going. You're going to go back there. You're not going to leave Cam in there. You're not going to leave Obi in there. You're going to go back to your starters.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I mean, I'm going to keep preaching the same thing. If we preach for the second unit to stay in because they have it cooking, you got to go the same way with that same logic if your starters have it cooking. Randle and everyone had it cooking in the third. You bring in your second unit. They didn't figure it out. And I'm not going to leave a second unit in to try and figure it out while the starters are in on the other side. I can't do that when you have Donovan Mitchell who's just out there ready to smoke everybody. And then what? We're down. We already lost the lead. So
yeah,
you got to bring in the guys who brought you back in. Unfortunately, that's how this played out. There are nights where we say leave the second unit in because they're good. It was like against the Bucks the other night. Stars didn't have it. We say leave the second unit in. They're doing it. Don't bring them out. And then Tiz brings them out because reasons. And he wants his starters in there.
Yeah.
Tonight I can't go against the choice to do that, but if the Knicks lost because the starters were doing it, I'd be on here saying, yo, second unit needed to play more if they had to cook in the entire third or fourth.
We said it Friday.
Yeah.
We said it for Friday's game. He went back to the starters, sans Fournier, quickly got the close as he usually does. You wanted to see Rose. I thought, I could agree with that. I didn't necessarily mind Quick being in the fourth quarter closing. But I also understood the need to go back to the starters in the fourth. They didn't get it done. The other team had Donovan Mitchell. Guess what? He's a star. We don't have that. They didn't get it done. All right, back to the phones we go, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Let's go to Zion from the Bay Area. Zion, how you feeling?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. How you feeling, bro?
I'm not feeling good, man. I'll be honest. We gotta stop pretending like our players are good because they are. They're Brunson, Randle, Barrett. They're called the mid three for a reason. It's not like they're terrible, but it's not like they're stars.
Yeah.
And we're talking like how if we change the rotation or something, we're gonna be good all of a sudden. But tonight's loss, the fourth quarter, I blame it all on our entire team. I think everybody just contributed in different ways to losing. Cam with the terrible shots. Fournier, that three, I don't know if you guys remember in the fourth quarter. I think he shot a three. Then we got the rebound. he got it back, but he pulled it from near the logo when we still had 14 seconds left in the shot clock.
Yep.
I don't know what that was.
Ridiculous.
Then I don't know why he was guarding Donovan Mitchell in the fourth quarter. That made no sense to me.
Well, it could have been Cam if Cam wasn't chucking up ridiculous shots. Cam got himself benched.
I thought, RJ was on Dean Wade in the fourth, or Kevin Love. I thought Fournier could have guarded Love instead of, D. Mitch. But yeah, I don't know what that was. So I think, honestly, for me, as an abused Knicks fan for 10 years now, I think I'm just gonna lay low, man. Keep our expectations low.
Yeah.
Just hoping for a 10 seed so we can fight for a play-in and get a decently high draft pick in this draft. But,
okay.
Yeah, man, I can't suffer like this anymore. I'm gonna keep my expectations low.
Hang in there,
thanks for taking my call.
Hang in there. It's only game 6, man. We got 76 more of these to go, man. Hang in there. I'll be here. I'll be here for 76 more. Just hang in there, man. But yeah, listen, I'm putting this on everybody. The ex-players have to go out there and execute. You had a 9-point lead going into the fourth quarter. You got to hold it down. The players got to go out there and fit. You got to go out there and finish the job. They played very well in the third quarter. Well, part of that is like, look, it's a make or miss league, right? Cavs came out red hot in the first half. Third quarter, they couldn't make anything. Knicks outscored the Cavs 34-22 in the third. Knicks had it cooking, especially inside. Cavs couldn't hit the same 3-pointers they were taking in the first half. Third quarter, they missed a ton of them. Fourth quarter, they opened the floodgates. Sometimes that's just how it goes. But the Knicks, their core principles, their rotations on the 3-point defense just has to be better. Like, again, how do you not know that Kevin Love kills us all the time from 3? He's a catch-and-shoot stationary shooter. You do not leave him for any reason. Never leave him.
I think that's part of, like, Thibs's defensive, like, scheme, where a lot of these guys decide to drop and just try to protect the paint. But this is something I would say, like, the Thibs, like, you got to adjust where you're playing one of the best 3-point shooting teams.
Number one in 3-point
number
percentage.
one. They're number one. They're shooting 41.7% right now as a team in the league. All right. So if you're playing a team like this, you have to say, I'd rather take the 2 than give up the 3 and force them to drive and have Mitch as that safety valve.
Yeah.
And, because everyone's just back and Mitch has to recover for everybody. That's why he's getting all these fouls too. That's partially the reason. You have to figure out that you have to just come in here with a better idea. Like, all right, they got Kevin Love, they got Dean Wade. We know Mitchell can shoot. Maybe we focus more on the perimeter tonight than actually trying to protect the paint. And because when you watch, everyone's just sagging off from the 3-point line. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know why you continuously do that. And this is where you get guys like, if you're just going to allow Kevin Love to shoot open threes, it's like shoot around practice for him.
Right. And we've seen it time and time again. This isn't new. It's not new, man. Shout out to KG7 Full $5 Super Chats. Spida is a star that the New York Knicks said no to twice. We kept scrubs instead of getting a star. Fraud franchise. 2020 was Folius's gold. Zilch since 1973. Oof. KG7 Full, man.
It's funny that we say that, but it's like what the Cavs traded and the team they have. If the Knicks made the trade for Donovan Mitchell, we wouldn't have that type of team.
Right.
Like that's just
makes a difference.
Like we don't, as much as I love Mitch, like Jared Allen is nasty. You got Evan Mobley, solid draft pick at the 4. You still got you got Donovan Mitchell now, and you also have Darius Garland. Like that's a solid 4. They got a big 4 in all honesty. And then finding Dean Wade, who wasn't even drafted.
I think he's still hitting threes right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they turned the lights out in Quicken Loans Arena. He's still cashing threes, bro. Still cashing threes. So it was one of those nights, man. One of those nights. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. $5 super chat comes in from our guy Chuck D, the rhyme animal Chuck D. Throw a hashtag PE in the chat. He says, ouch, but it happens, especially when you go up 9, hitting him across the jaw. Bucks lost. Didn't hurt. This one did. We had him against the ropes. We got to learn. Yeah, got to learn. You know, Brunson didn't have it in the first half. He was aggressive. I'd still like that he was aggressive.
Yes.
He was taking his typical shots. They just weren't falling for him. Third quarter, they did. And so he would finish with 16, 8 and 19 shooting, 7 dimes, 3 steals, 4 rebounds. You know, it was a tough go for him, but I think second half he definitely settled in. So shout out to Jalen Brunson there. But again, tough loss. All right, back to the phones we go. Let me load up some people in the Discord. I see Will from LI on the Discord, so we'll get to him. Wait for him to catch up. Back to the phones. Let's go to Jacksonville. Louie from Jacksonville. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm doing good. I didn't like the fourth quarter of the game just like you did.
Yeah.
So let me tell you what my main focus is. Knicks should have traded Barrett. Barrett will never, ever be a superstar. His handles aren't there to make the move one-on-one like every superstar can, and his shooting percentage outside is horrendous. He is winding up guarding power forwards because he can't guard his man. When they put him on guards, they eat him alive. And you see this happen all the time. Donovan Mitchell was killing him, so he just backed off and went and played the power forward. Come on, guys. Let's be obvious. The man can't guard no offensive scorer that's in the league right now. Every single game, they're putting him on to guard the power forward because he can't guard his man. In addition, I do agree with you that Thibs needs to make some of those subs, but why is Obi getting yanked out when Cam Reddish is screwing up or the turnovers are happening by the guards? He goes in, he sends all 5 back in. Why doesn't he leave Obi in there, you know, to get some time, maybe with some Randle in the game, when he's the one that was hitting the threes and he was playing full, running up and down the court?
He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that, Louie. He's going to go with Julius.
But that's what needs to be. Yeah, but I don't mind Julius coming in. I was complaining about Barrett coming in.
Yeah, but they're not going to get that time together. I mean, that's just who Thibs is right now. You know, we've been asking for it.
But I don't agree with him. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Obi needs more time. If Obi was on the court, probably in the fourth quarter, take out Cam, take out the guys that were not having it going, leave him out there with Julius. You got somebody else that can guard as a forward. Barrett's too small.
Louis says, appreciate the call, Louis. Is this your first time calling in, man?
No, I talked to you twice last year.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, appreciate the call, man. Louis from Jacksonville on the check-in. Louis says we should have traded RJ. Rate that call in the chat, man. I'm seeing some tomatoes. I'm seeing some 5s. Louis says they should have traded him. Well, I don't think it was that. I just think, you know, however the Utah deal went down with Cleveland, it just seems like they wanted way more from the Knicks. And so it wasn't just RJ. You know, it was RJ. It might have even been Obi. It might have been Grimes, IQ, combination thereof, and future draft picks. So it's not just a 1-for-1 trade.
Hey, and Utah's playing really well right now,
Yeah.
honestly. Actually, if you look at to be honest, I know we joke on Utah that they're messing up their as of right now, like it's very early in the season, that they're messing up their tank for Wembayama, but if anything, they're increasing the value for. I was watching the game last night. I turned on Utah because I was like, they're leading, right? I got to see what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
These guys actually have pretty good ball movement, man.
Yeah,
they actually like share the rock very well, and they all score very efficiently. But if anything, Markkanen, Agbaji, Sexton, they're all increasing their trade values right now. Not only they're balling, but they're all increasing their trade value. So if anything, if anyone needs one of these guys on their team, because they need, say, like you need a stretch 4, you need a solid wing player, you need a guard that can attack from anywhere, like you're gonna have to be trading some solid assets.
Danny Ainge got to figure out how to rebuild the rebuild right now. He's like, yo, these guys are too good. I gotta wait till December. I gotta wait till December 15th to get rid of these guys. Let me get rid of Sexton. Marketing got to go. Clarkson too good. They got to go, man. They ruining the tank right now. So yeah, Utah's off to a hot start. 4-1. Were they 5-1 now? They won again.
They're 5-1, man.
5-1 right now.
They beat the Grizzlies last night.
Wow, they beat the Grizzlies last night.
But there was no job, but they still beat the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies still play tough, even without Jaren Jackson. So, I mean, still a good win. Lakers the only winless team in the league right now. So, it's tough, man. Shout out to JWE Event Group, $10 Super Chat says, having guys sit on the bench for a quarter and a half and then expect them to be in the flow is ridiculous. Defense's rotations were terrible all night. Randle minus 13, fourth with 2 points. Blaming the bench is wrong. Okay. So I guess as the starters are cooking, getting them back into the game and getting them the lead and giving them momentum is the time they should come out and put the bench in just because they're not fresh legs. I mean, okay. You guys are the coach, man, not me. You know what I'm saying? I guess when the starters have it rolling and getting you momentum, a 9-point lead is the time to take them out, get to the bench, get those fresh legs in, and see where it goes.
Makes sense to me.
Makes sense. Make it make sense, man. No Quentin Grimes once again tonight with a foot injury. And Al, I'm hearing it's plantar fasciitis, bro.
Oof.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing it's plantar fasciitis. So who knows? Who knows what the timetable is? You have varying degrees of it. Some guys come back sooner, some guys come back later. But that was the word I was given.
Oh, man.
Was that his plantar fasciitis with Quentin Grimes?
I was actually going to ask you on a scale of 1 to 10 now, like how concerned are you because we haven't seen him? But if it's that,
yeah,
I wonder if he's going to get surgery because I think with surgery he could come back within like 2-3 month time period. Depending if it all goes well, he makes it through physical again or like just through contact and he can do everything. Like he could have like a quick return, but it's plantar fasciitis. Woo.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing, man. I'm hearing it is plantar fasciitis with Grimes. So, but who knows? Again, it's varying degrees. Who knows if surgery is needed or not? That part I was not given. Okay. That is what I've heard so far.
How, man? How?
Yeah, I don't know, man. So, speedy recovery for Quentin Grimes. Hopefully, he can get out on the court soon. Hopefully he can get out on the court soon. I mean, he's been resting since. When was the last preseason game? Earlier,
like the week right. It was like a week before.
We're basically starting off the third week of season, right? So
yeah,
it was about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, 3-4 weeks ago. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. $20 super chat has come in. Maxwell Walter says, being optimistic, Knicks still have options to upgrade the roster in the near future. Tonight was a bad loss, but the Knicks will still win against bad teams. Leon and West just need to upgrade the roster and make a move. Okay. Appreciate that. All right, to the Discord we go, man. Let's go to Will from LI. Will, how you feeling?
Y'all got me?
Yep, got you.
All right, man. Hey, what's going on, CP? Alex, how you guys doing tonight, man?
Good, man. How you feeling?
The optics of this game don't look good, bro. It really don't, bro. You got Donovan cooking us. You got Grimes, who's looking injury prone. I know you said plantar fasciitis. I'm hoping that he can get back on the court because Evan Fournier is too much, bro. If he's not hitting shots, he's so much of a defensive liability. Yeah. It's just bringing the whole potential defense as a whole. And then you got guys got to cover for other guys. And first off, CP, shout out to you for not playing into the Twitter nonsense that they were speaking of with the RJ tweet, or not tweet, but they were saying like RJ was feeling like he wasn't scoring as much because he was covering for Jalen Brunson, all this nonsense.
Oh, yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Yeah. But that's just to say, when you have, you're only as strong as your weakest link on defense, and you have Evan Fournier in that fourth. You saw Evan Fournier on Donovan. I was petrified. I don't know about everybody. I was petrified.
Yeah.
But either way, man. Listen, when it comes to this, man, it falls down on two people. It is definitely not the starters. It's not Julius. It's the second unit, and it was Thibs. When the second unit wasn't going, I don't know why this team doesn't go through their guards. When you had Derrick Rose doing this thing in the beginning, I really don't know why they weren't trying to make sure that the guards get theirs. Because I feel like if the point guards are cooking, we usually have a better chance of winning this game. So I'm gonna put that on Thibs. And the second unit just didn't have it. So, I mean, it is what it is. I just feel like it's just a bad loss, and it just happens to be the team that Donovan's on. We'll bounce back. We'll be better. But, tonight we're just going to have to eat it, man. Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah, but either way, man, great show, as always. And shout out to y'all, man. I'll keep listening.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean,
Take care.
the optics are what they are, man. But in the grand scheme of things, it's one game. it's game number 6, 82.
Yep.
You know, the optics are what they are, man.
Yeah, I mean, it just stinks because it's you have seems like Donovan Mitchell had more of an edge tonight.
Yeah, of course he
to
did.
play against the Knicks.
Came out ripping and running, man. What do you have? 15 points in the first quarter.
15 points in the first quarter, and then he ended with 38.
Yeah, he was
He had
hot.
12
man.
assists.
Coming off
Man
a
was doing it all
41-point
tonight.
game against the Celtics. Listen, it's Donovan Mitchell, man. I had Knicks fans telling me he wasn't that good. Remember those days?
Although I will say it's pretty interesting because his defense is now back to being good. It's pretty interesting how he's on a new team. That defense is now starting to come back around.
Yeah. I had fans tell me he wasn't that good. So, okay. All right, man. Back to the Discord, man. G. Vincent. Go ahead and unmute your mic. G. Vincent on the Discord.
Yo, how's it going, CP? Alex.
How you feeling, man?
What up?
Where you from, bro?
Good. I'm from Queens, but I live in Seattle. I was actually at the Seahawks-Giants game.
Oh, man. Back-to-back L's, man. I couldn't believe it, man. I do hope they've left Richie James at the airport. Have you seen him out there at Seattle? If you've seen Richie James, make sure he's no longer wearing a Giants jersey, man. Please, bro. Please.
They left him in Pioneer Square.
I hope so, man.
Yo, but it was, back-to-back L's for New York. Tough losses. I think the most disappointing thing for me tonight was the defense. Like, Obi leaving Kevin Love open so much. The threes, like, I don't understand, like, of all of the things for Thibs to take care of, the lack of perimeter defense is driving me nuts.
Yeah.
Because they're going to take threes.
Yeah.
That's all they're going to do. But yet they just keep leaving them open and open. I don't know. I think hopefully when they get back to New York, to get this stuff together, get the head straight. I am happy, though. RJ was able to hit some threes finally. So at least things are looking up for RJ. We'll see what happens. But
okay.
I'm definitely glad I didn't say the 50 burger,
Yeah.
But
I hear you, man.
yeah, they're looking about like, in the middle, how we thought going into the season.
Yeah, for right now, they are looking like that, man. And appreciate the call, man, holding it down in the Emerald City, man. G. Vincent checking in. Went to the game. Watched Gino slices up. That's your boy Gino, man.
Hey, man.
That's
What could have been if was it EK didn't
oof. When Gino got his jaw wired up. Oof.
Yeah.
Those are the old days, man. I mean, look, give him credit for having longevity in the league. Now to the point where Pete Carroll, they got rid of Russell Wilson. Pete Carroll's like, yo, you're our guy right now.
And he's doing better than Russ right now.
Doing better than Russ.
He's doing better than Russ as a quarterback.
Yeah, give him credit, man.
Yeah, what could have been as a Jet. It's actually funny. One of my fantasy football team names is Gino's Jawbreaker.
Oh man, I would say that's near flagrant 3, but I'll take it, man. I'll take it. Shout out to Var Pat. Says RJ $5 super chat says RJ's perimeter defense is suspect. Other than that, we played well. Teams won't hit 23 threes a night. Well, I think overall the Knicks they've got to get these guys off the 3-point line. They've got to close out hard on some of these guys, especially Kevin Love. It's Kevin Love, man. Well, why are you sleeping on Kevin Love? You just can't do that and expect to win games.
We let a lot of role players go nuclear from 3. It doesn't make any sense. But I agree. Look, and Thibs has to do a better job with getting this team to protect the perimeter. And just focusing on good 3-point shooting teams. Like that's how the Bucks defeated us yesterday. Good 3-point shooting team. And then conversely, we're when you're the Knicks and you're an inconsistent 3-point shooting team, you have to make sure that you got to limit the other team's 3-point shooting ability.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to be able to go toe for toe.
Can't.
Right.
Yeah.
Was it yesterday on SNY? I was telling Dexter that this is before tonight's game against before we played the Cavs. This is what the Knicks team has been shooting from three as a team. 24.3% against Memphis, 42% against the Pistons, 29.7% against the Magic, 36.7% against the Hornets, 34.3% against the Bucks. It's just so up and down, man, as a three-point shooting team that if the Knicks aren't going to be that consistent, we can't let other teams we're not going to be able to match teams from the perimeter. So you have to limit how many shots you're going to take, force them to drive inside, because that's our bread and butter. We can score inside. So make them play the way that the Knicks could play. That it just makes sense to do it that way.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I definitely hear you on that. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Knicks postgame live presented by Manscaped. Knicks lose 121-108. CP the franchise here. We got Alex Rotaros, the Stratocaster, on the other side. Remember that this show is presented by Manscaped, fellas. So go to manscaped.com, enter promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. If you guys are new in the chat, leave us a hashtag new, and we will shout you guys out. Also, throw your cities in the chat, man. Where are you guys tuning in from? You've been hearing from people all over the United States calling in, from Seattle to Jacksonville to New York, obviously. So throw your cities, throw your countries in the chat. Let us know where you guys are tuning in from, and we will shout you guys out as well. Okay, let's get back to the phones. Hear what the people got to say. Let's go to Harlem World. Hector, how you feeling, man?
Let's get a thumbs up for the only voice of the orange and blue.
Let's go.
CP with the man Alex himself.
Let's go.
What's going on,
What's
guys?
up? What's up?
Hear y'all voices. I'm gonna be honest, CP. I don't know why we keep having this conversation, but I'm gonna leave some of these delusional fans of what you said last year. Stop overrating these players. Like I don't get it. To that one caller who said, "Why isn't Obi Toppin getting more minutes than Julius Randle?" Man, we already covered this. Not only is Julius Randle the starter, but in crunch time, do y'all really think that a stretch forward like Obi Toppin, at this rate in his career, but as young as he is, can he go ahead and give us a perimeter shot, let alone create his own shot in crunch time? Come on, y'all gotta start making sense, man. Y'all not really seeing the game for what it is. In order for Obi to be utilized, he has to be fed. And for as good as Jalen Brunson has been to start out the year, come on, he's not going to be able to be the only man to score on this team. Like, he's not going to be able to be the only man to feed this kid. Like, y'all got to stop doing that where y'all think, like, Obi is this transcendent, like, superstar. He's nowhere near that. Stop with that talk. Like, stop doing that. Some of the Alex, you said it perfectly, bro. We couldn't get Dean Wade off his shot behind the three-point arc. And K-Love, I mean, they must not have seen what K-Love, how he made his career in Minnesota. It's embarrassing, honestly, but it's a small sample size, too. It's like it's 6 games and people are bugging out trying to blame Thibs for, like, rotations when the season just started. If anything, Thibs has actually been coaching well. He's been giving both the starters and the bench players enough time to showcase what they worked on in the summer. I'm going to be honest. Like, I've seen, personally, everybody get enough minutes to showcase what they've actually, like, how they've grown over the summer. But I don't see anything's changed, honestly, besides Jalen Brunson looking like the combo guard that me and CP were talking about. CP, I'm laughing at that comment you said that you got these fans who said Donovan was trash, bro. And we had that conversation over the summer. Yeah. Like, now he's looking like the superstar that we both knew he was. Like, I'm going to leave y'all with this, man. Donovan, the only reason he's not called a superstar is because he never got Utah to a Western Conference Finals. We saw that with Dame throughout his entire career, and they finally called him a superstar when he got Portland to the Western Conference Finals. But besides that, guys, it's a small sample size. We just getting started. Go Knicks. You already know, CP.
Appreciate the call, man. Hector from Harlem World. Rate that call in the chat, man. What do you guys think, man? 1 being trash, 5 being facts. Hector tuning in. I mean, look, on the Obi front, as Hector was asking, can he be that guy that can get you a stretch bucket from 3? I mean, he's been shooting the 3 ball very, very well. I think he could. Yep. But the question is, are you expecting him to be in these crunch time moments with Julius Randle sitting on the bench? And that is where I say fans' expectations are not realistic. Based on, maybe it's a coaching thing, maybe not. But to think that in that situation when Cleveland is bearing down your neck, they've now either tied the game or taken the lead, to expect Obi to stay out there and not have Julius Randle in there, who helped get you the lead in the third quarter, who is your highest paid player or one of the highest paid players on the team, who is your max guy, who is still one of your go-to guys. It's just not realistic. It's just not realistic in my view.
Look, if Obi's closing, it goes back to the same thing. Who's feeling it? And you said it well on one of the other post games. We have guys who are going to get hot some nights and are going to be cold the other nights. It's nothing. They're not in the stratosphere of Giannis, Spida, any of these guys. And if Obi's feeling it and Randle's not, I hope Obi closes, because that should be the right decision. We were asking for that. We were asking for the second unit on Friday. Today, Randle had it going in the third quarter. He brings you back. He's legit. Even though his box score doesn't look pretty, he was legitimately manhandling Evan Mobley in the paint.
He had 7 assists. 7
yeah,
assists.
And he was playmaking.
He was pushing the pace. Had a couple boneheaded plays when he was pushing the pace. I had to tell him, relax a little bit. 4 turnovers.
Facts.
7 assists with Brunson, 7 assists, 9 boards. He's still an engine, right? It might be a Hyundai engine. It's not a Ferrari, right? Like a little killer season sound, a little killer season quote for my Cameron fans, right? It might be a Hyundai engine, but it's still an engine that the coach is going to go to and rely on to help win games, help quell the momentum of the opponent, and try to get you a W.
And the other thing that Randle does is that he's able to draw contact to get to the free throw line. And that's what he was doing also in the third. He was getting to the free throw line.
10 attempts.
Obi doesn't really do that.
No.
Granted, we could all say Obi doesn't get the extended run to do stuff like that, but Obi's not the same isolation scorer that Randle is. I love Obi. Obi's my guy. I believe Obi can be a good offensive talent in this league. But I'm also going to be real and say Randle had it cooking. He deserved to come back in when Obi wasn't doing it defensively. You can't, in a game where Kevin Love, as we just saw, went nuclear tonight, you can't have guys just losing their man and not playing defense on the perimeter.
Right.
That's a whole. I mean, it's a team issue, but when you start seeing that and it's Kevin Love, that's an issue.
Yeah.
So I get why Randle came back in, but I would like to see. My thing is, if Obi does have a cooking one night and Randle doesn't, Obi better close, because that's how it should go
in those situations.
I'm gonna stick with that. If someone has it cooking, you leave him in and let him finish the game.
Yeah. In those situations. Shout out to Malik's Lounge in the chat. Says Hyundai got that 10-year, 250,000-mile warranty, though. It was no disrespect to the Hyundai drivers. I was only comparing, when I say Hyundai to Ferrari, I'm comparing a Julius to a Giannis. You know what I'm saying? That type of engine. Or a Julius to a Donovan Mitchell. Like, it's a Hyundai to a Ferrari, but you still want that out there. You still want a guy that's going to play make for your team, that's going to draw contact, get to the line, score inside, push the tempo. Julius was doing that. Didn't look great in the fourth quarter, but nobody looked great in the fourth quarter.
Maybe what we need is a bunch of Hondas on this team, man. You just, you turn on the car, you're going to get from point A to point B. Always reliable.
Always reliable, man. You can't lose with those. Definitely can't lose with those. All right, let's take another one, and then we will we'll look at some player ratings. Take a look and see what's going on.
Oh, here we go.
Let's go to the Discord. Accepted Asylum on the Discord. Accepted Asylum. What's good?
CP and Alex, what's going on, fellas? You hear me?
How you feeling? Yeah.
What's going on?
All right, perfect. So this game, I'm putting it on Thibs. Reason why is the news is out. You put in bigs on JB is going to disrupt our offense. I don't believe he adjusted to this game. They had Okoro on him, 6'5". They had Wade on him, 6'7". That's pretty much disrupt our offense. So he didn't adjust with that aspect or even space the offense or play 5 out, which gives Jalen Brunson the opportunity to kill in the paint. Also, on the defensive skin that Alex brought up was the fact that their defensive scheme is to ice the pick and roll. Once you ice the pick and roll, you shrink in the court. Then you need players that's going to be able to pretty much get back to defend. On the Opie plays, Opie was pretty much playing closer to Donovan Mitchell. So when he passed it out, that's 3 by Kevin Love, foul, and 1. So on those defensive plays, you adjust. You sit there, all right, we're going to switch on those pick and rolls, defend 1-on-1. If they get to the rack, I'd rather the 2 than the 3. You know, it's situations like that. That's why Thibs, he's on the hot seat. We got Uncle West putting it in their ear. Hey, you know, we got other coaches. So Thibs is on the hot seat. Definitely big shout out to Manscaped as well.
Absolutely.
It's the fall, but it's never too late to take care of them. You know what?
Now, you still there?
I'm still here.
Yeah. Did you when they had Hartenstein in the game? Did you not feel like they were able to kind of space the floor that way and get Brunson and between RJ, Brunson, Randle some better opportunities to attack?
No, that's 100%. But don't forget, Randle's 3-point per shooting is not like how it was that other year.
Yeah.
So
they're
of
not
course
shootable.
they're not going to close out on that. We're going to give Randle that 3. So if you kind of switch it up, have that. Well, I'd rather have Julius still play because he still was dominating. I'm appreciating Julius this year, even though I was giving him flack years before. But he's not forcing the issue for me, which is awesome. He's taking less threes, which is good. But he could have been a little bit more aggressive as far as just attacking, even though once everybody else didn't have it going. But yeah, Thibs gotta figure out something.
Got you. Good call, man. Call back anytime.
No, I appreciate it.
Call.
Accepted Asylum on the Discord, man. That definitely a good call. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Knicks lose 121-108 in Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell gets his revenge, man. 38 points for the Spida. 22 for D Wade. No, not Dwayne Wade. Dean Wade. Yeah. 6-8 from downtown from Dean Wade. The other Wade. Yeah, the other Wade. You had Kevin Love with 29 points off the bench. 8 of 13 from downtown.
29.
Oh, my God. Cavs shot 8 of 13 from downtown from 3 in the fourth quarter. Outscoring the Knicks in the fourth quarter 37 to 15 and shooting 11 for 19 from the field. How do we do these play ratings tonight? Let's take a look. How would you rate Julius tonight?
I'd give Randle a 6 tonight.
Okay.
Just because his third quarter efforts, he didn't have it really going in the first half. Third quarter efforts were really good when it came to playmaking, being patient, having good shot selections, getting to the free throw line. Between him and Brunson, they really brought the Knicks back in the third quarter. And, fourth quarter, he was okay. I thought there was times that he started to press, but I get that because everyone else was starting to press. There was a lack of ball movement. But I'm going to go with a 6 just because of the Herculean third quarter effort. And, yeah, he gets a 6 for me.
Yeah, I give him a 6.5. Okay. I liked his energy the entire game, except for the last Kevin Love 3 where he wasn't even paying attention, was arguing with the ref, turned around and was like, then decided to go chase a guy with the 3-point line. The ball was already halfway to the basket for a make. So I didn't like how he kind of bailed on that last 3-pointer by the Cavs. But overall, I thought, especially in the third quarter, I thought he was solid. Again, trying to push the pace, trying to play fast. He was tough inside. 5 of 13 from the field, 15 points, 7 dimes, 9 rebounds for Julius, 2 steals. I thought he was playing tough on both ends. He was trying to be aggressive with Mobley. You set some guys up, especially in the third quarter. I thought he was the catalyst in them getting that lead in the third quarter. Knicks outscoring the Cavs 34-22. But nevertheless, in a loss, I can't give anybody more than a 7 in a loss. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I thought Julius was good. And I agree with you. In the fourth quarter, I thought everybody was pressing, including Julius. And so, fourth quarter turned out to be a bit of a disaster for the entire team, really. Everybody that got minutes in that fourth quarter. So I'll give Julius a 6.5. How about Brunson?
I'm gonna give Brunson. Yeah, it's a 5 for me tonight.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him a 5. I thought he could have done more playmaking wise. he got 7 assists, so it looks good on the stat sheet. But I thought he could have controlled the pace of this game a little bit more. I felt like he allowed Randle, Fournier, and RJ really to control the pace of this game.
Yes.
And when you allowed that to happen, that's where we started to have miscues. You had turnovers. You just felt everyone pressing. And then when he tries to rein it back in the fourth quarter, I didn't even think he really tried to rein it back in. But when you try to rein it back in the fourth quarter, that's where everyone's just starting to like run around with their chicken head with a chicken's head cut off.
Yeah.
And that's why everything started to falter. Everyone started to feel like they had to press, and even Brunson himself felt like he had to press to try to make something happen. Just because, those first 4 games, he was that guy. He was the closer. You dubbed him the closer, and I think he can be a closer at times on certain nights. But he just let the rest of this team do way too much playmaking wise.
Yeah.
For that, he did help with Randle in the third quarter, and he did get the coast to coast with the shimmy, with the inside, with the in and outs, with the hop steps. That's all fire, because people like to clown on Brunson saying he's not fast, he can't do this. But for a guy that can go coast to coast and just maneuver everybody, he's got some speed.
Yeah.
So I like what he did in the third quarter. Especially he had a real. I think was it RJ or Randle who found him cutting baseline. I think it might have been RJ.
It was
patient
RJ.
in the paint. Yeah, RJ was patient in the paint, found him cutting baseline, gave it to Brunson, had a nice reverse. So Brunson, his ability to cut off ball, attack from all 3 phases, it wasn't fully on display tonight just because he didn't hit any shots from 3, but he still made the defense honor it. I'm gonna give Brunson was it 5? What is it, 5?
Yeah.
5.
I'll give him a 5. First half started off kind of slow for him. Again, I did like him being aggressive, but wasn't able to knock it down from the mid-range. Third quarter, he picked it up. Definitely picked it up. Did a good job of creating for himself. Got some others involved. As you said, RJ found him for a nice backdoor cut. He was able to knock it down, but I just thought, crunch time, I felt like we needed him to kind of steady things a little bit. And he just wasn't there. And that could have been a result of Julius, as you said, Julius, RJ, and Fournier kind of trying to take matters into their own hands and not looking to him, which was, I thought, bad decisions. But overall, I thought he should have had more involvement in terms of just creating for others and really settling things when things were kind of getting a little bit helter-skelter in the fourth. So I'll give him a 5. I'll give JB a 5. How about RJ?
I'm gonna give RJ. I'll give him a 6.5 tonight.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. Just because I thought out of all of the other games that we saw, I thought he was pretty well rounded for the most part. I thought he was a little bit more poised. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna leave that 6.5 because he did have the 2 fouls. I'm thinking about the 2 fouls now that come to my mind. The 4-point plays. Yeah, I'm gonna dock that down to a 6.
Yeah,
I'm gonna dock that down to a 6. I just had to remember that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 6. But I thought he was pretty poised tonight. Very patient. He helped us. One of the more efficient guys that we had in the starting unit. Hit his 3-point shots. I thought he was just overall efficient tonight. We talked about the Brunson assist that he had. He got you 2 assists tonight, 5 rebounds. Would have liked to see a little bit more of a floor game from him. And especially better defensive awareness on not trying to just run into players and give them 4-point plays. But I'm going to give him a 6.
I give him a 5.
5, okay.
I didn't like the defense. The 4-point plays, I didn't like that. I still think there's more playmaking that he leaves. He leaves a lot of playmaking out there.
Okay.
I just feel like he's still just trying to force his own offense out there instead of letting things come to him. He did knock down a couple corner threes, which was nice. I like the fact that he shot an efficient game tonight. 6 of 10 from the field, 3 or 4 from downtown. 5 boards. But I just feel like he can still impact the game better as a playmaker, and he hasn't been doing it. He had one Gotham lob attempt to Mitch. The pass was a little bit off. I still think there's still areas where he should be helping to make the team a little bit better, like winning plays for RJ, and I haven't seen that from him yet this season. Hopefully he gets there. It's good to see him get his shooting back in order. That's good. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come. But again, defensively, he wasn't there for us tonight. So I'll give him a 5. I'll give him a 5. What do you guys think in the chat? What are you guys rating RJ tonight? 1 to 10. I'll give him a 5. How about Hartenstein, man? How about Hartenstein on the bench?
He gets a 7.
Yeah.
He gets a 7. Can't get higher than that because it didn't get the win, but
didn't get the win.
But he did everything he asked for him. Mitch was in foul trouble. He came in there, tried to play the best defense he could. I think he did a good job defensively for stretches. Got you 9 boards, got you 12 points, got you the 1 assist, 1 steal, got you 1 block. 6 for 10 from the field. He's been incredible, man, for so far, especially being a bench center.
Yeah.
He's, and especially the last 2 games, he's been asked to do a lot with Mitch in foul trouble. So he gets a 7 from me. Really can't ask anymore because every time he comes in, like, he opens up the spacing for everyone else on the court.
Mm-hmm.
And even as we talked with the last caller, we don't have the 3-point shooters who can consistently help utilize that to really attack the interior on a consistent basis and really throw defenses off. Him being able to offer that, him playing high level, he's also hustling, man. That man's on the floor more times than anybody else, diving for loose basketballs, like everything you need to, everything you're asking from him, he gets a 7.
I give him a 7 as well. I loved his energy tonight. I loved his attitude. I loved his approach. The touch around the rim. I got to take a look at his percentages from 3 to 10. It's got to be close to 70%. Got to be close to 70%. Look that up because his floater is better than IQ's. His floater. He needs to. RJ and Mitch need to sit down with Hartenstein and figure out how to get that floater game popping.
What's the distance you want? The
3 to 10.
3 to 10.
Yeah.
Okay. So for according to Queen of the Glass, around the rim, he's 9 for 14. That's 4 feet and less. His short mid range, which is 4 feet to 14. Mm-hmm. He is in the 96th percentile right now amongst bigs. 8 for 11, 73%.
There you go. And the other one was 9 of 14. And 9 of 14 is how much?
Let's see. The other one.
My mathlete's in the
9
chat.
14.
Yeah.
9 of 14, but he's in the 36th percentile amongst bigs for that one.
Interesting.
But it's short mid, what you're asking for.
Short mid.
The short mid, what Queen of the Glass calls it.
64% at the rim and 73 from short mid range.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it, man. And
it's different.
Yeah, it's different. And I'm still trying to figure out how do we get Sims in there. Especially in a game like this, you're going up against Mobley and Allen, but then Hartenstein has a game, 12 points, 9 boards, 6 of 10, a block, a steal. It's tough. It's tough to kind of find that balance, but I thought Hartenstein definitely earned his minutes tonight. He played well. Again, I like the way he tried to protect IQ and that personal battle that he had with Neto. So he's a team player. So I give Hartenstein a 7. What do you guys think in the chat, man? What are you rating Hartenstein? 1 through 10. This is player ratings presented by KnicksFanTV.com, man. Make sure you guys go to KnicksFanTV.com every day after the Knicks game to check out KnicksFanTV Remy's post-game recap. He recaps the game and issues ratings for every single player that played in the game. It's a great write-up. Make sure you guys are tuning in, or reading, rather, on KnicksFanTV.com. So shout out to Remy. I'm seeing a couple 5s in the chat. Shout out to Future as well, man. Let's load up the Discord. We got a couple more people on the chat. I heard the closer is with us, so we will get to the closer. But let me get to my guy Tom from Huntington. Tom, how are you feeling?
Gentlemen, excellent show as always. Thank you for everything. Rough day between the Giants and this game.
Oof.
I don't even know what to say.
It's tough, man.
Not pretty.
Yeah.
Not pretty. You just did player ratings.
Yeah.
Can I get a -5 for Cam with that layup thing he tried? I don't even know what the hell that was. Like his body went right, he shot it left. Like he was playing Twister or something. I don't even know what the hell that was.
Twice.
You know what it is? Like
Tom
the
said he was
IQ,
playing
like,
Twister.
like, we don't play intelligence at the end of games. Like
Yeah.
we do like, and then if people are gonna kill what do you call it, RJ for this is how many years now with a slow start. How about we kill Mitch for the tic-tac fouls that he's been in foul trouble, I think, in almost every game. Like, he's got to settle down a little bit, like, relax. I don't know. Like I said, that, and anybody who's calling for or gets upset when Julius is playing, 32, 33 minutes, that's what he's going to get. I mean, what do people expect?
I don't know.
Do they think Julius is going to play 10 minutes?
Right.
Like, he's going to play 32 minutes. I mean, it's expected.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see Thibs try something different, maybe like Mitch and Hartenstein, like something different. Like, let's switch it up. We're playing two bigs. Every time I'm looking at it, and I'm surprised we won the rebound battle. But anyway, and as far as what you call it, when is Spida a free agent? I guess we can look forward to that. But anyway, listen, guys, thank you for taking my call. Rapid Fire King, you know the deal.
Let's go.
Shout out to Manscaped.
Yeah.
Shout out to the callers, the chat, the Discord, and anybody else I might have forgotten. All right, you guys have a good night.
Let's
Take
do
care.
it. Let's do it. Let's go to who else on here? We got a lot of first time calls. Jared from Long Island. Jared, how you feeling?
Jared.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Good. What's going on?
Not much, man. Tough, very, very tough loss tonight. The main thing I just want to hit on quickly, Coach Thibs and his template coaching.
Mm-hmm.
You got Evan Fournier. He hits 2 threes in a row. I haven't seen a Knick hit 2 threes in a row in a while, and he takes them out. 6-7 minutes earlier, Emmanuel Quickly and Obi Toppin get their chemistry going, and then Quickly and Obi Toppin are out the game. And then you're right, the starters came in, they got us a 9-point lead, right? You go into the fourth, no one's hitting shots for the first 2-3 minutes. As a coach, you have to make a play. And then if you listen to Coach Thibs on the when he's getting interviewed after every game, he goes, let me look at the film.
Yeah.
You're in the game. Why do you got to look at the film? You have to be able to react in the moment. That's the problem. You're down. You're literally watching your lead dwindle 9 to 7 to 5, and I'm getting more and more pissed off. When do you want to put your start? We went out and got Jalen Brunson for a reason. He's a floor general. That's when he's needed. A floor general can do that with a 9-point lead to begin the fourth, and 3 minutes in, no one's hitting any shots, and you got Jalen Brunson, the only person who can command an offense on the bench. Why not get the 9-point lead to 14, 15?
In fairness, they did have Rose there. Rose did get you a couple buckets. I do
Rose
agree.
is great,
I do agree. I felt like Brunson should have been utilized, especially more in crunch time. But in that beginning of the fourth, you still had Rose out there. You had IQ out there.
You had Rose.
Or maybe you sub out IQ and put Brunson in. Maybe,
But CP, you're absolutely correct, and I will say this: you do get a lot of credit because during the summer you were saying, "Oh, you guys want to all for the youth, all for the youth." Donovan Mitchell is supremely talented and 3-4 times more talented than RJ Barrett. I think Cam Reddish might be almost as talented. He didn't go to he's not a student of the game the way RJ Barrett is, but RJ is lacking talent. He has no touch off the glass.
Yeah.
If you notice, I played college ball. He's lacking touch off the rim.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's all I want to rapid fire. Hopefully, I get another call back. Man.
Yeah, call back anytime, man. Call back anytime. We definitely appreciate it. Good call. And see now, Jared's perspective is completely opposite. Some fans are saying, "Why didn't you leave the second unit in there? Why didn't you leave Obi in there?" Jared's looking for the starters earlier in that fourth quarter. So it's just different opinions in terms of the coaching strategy and how Thibs is handling the rotations.
It's the beautiful thing about Knicks fans, man. We all got there's a lot of us, a lot of different opinions, a lot of different eyes and how they see the game. But they did play the entire third. So they do need a rest.
Yeah.
They do need a rest.
Yeah.
So it makes sense why you bring the bench back in. That's why he put the stars back out, because the bench couldn't do anything. The Twister call, Twister comment by Tom. That was good.
He said, was Cam playing Twister out there? Yo, like, that's the thing. You know, Cam coming off of the heroics that was the Memphis game. And then you see nights like tonight where it's just like, oh, my God, this is why you don't play that much, man. Like, what are you doing? So that was unfortunate, because I think he could have, maybe he had a chance to close that game out, because you needed his defense on a Donovan Mitchell. He did play Mitchell fairly well in those minutes that he did play him in the third quarter.
He did. And Thibs has allowed him to close games too.
Right.
So, you know, it's the consistency that we talk about for Cam, where it's your head has to be in the game every single point. And you can't just be like, it's not just once they did that. He did it twice. He got into the paint and just threw up some junk. Yep. And just wait, pivot, get out of the paint so you don't get the 3 seconds, figure something out, look for somebody. But that's the other thing. No one was cutting either. Everyone was just standing around for most of the game too.
Yeah.
And, you know, there'd be some backdoor cuts. There'd be someone cutting the lane once in a while. But this comes back to like the stagnant ball movement and no one moving around just trying to get open. That's the stuff that you got to do.
100%, man. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Knicks post-game live presented by Manscaped. Oh, Green Bay gets a touchdown call back. I had the tight end Robert Tonyan, man. He gets a touchdown call back. I'm fighting for my life, man, fantasy football, man. I caught a loss with the Giants, losing with the Knicks. I'm trying to win something here on this Sunday, Alex. I got 2 fantasy football teams that are on the ropes right now, probably about to lose. I'm in a bad spot, man.
Look, my fantasy football team, 2 of them are winning and are going to win, so I'm not in that position. But I had to watch the Jets earlier today lose to the Patriots, so I was hoping the Knicks could cure that, but
yeah,
nope. 2 different storylines though. Losing to the Pats stinks. Then you have the Donovan Mitchell storyline, so it was two terrible storylines today. And
then I made some wacky lineup changes, man. Like I had somebody in my ear like, oh, go with this, go with somebody on the New Orleans Saints wide receiver, Traquan Smith. My man had 0 for 0 on 1 target, 0 points. 0 points. And I took out Allen Robinson for Traquan Smith. Those Allen Robinson points, 7 points, probably could have had me the lead. I'm still supposed to win this matchup, but, you know, Traquan Smith, I was advised, and that was terrible. But anyway, back to basketball. Look, you know, on Jared's points on Spida Mitchell, it wasn't, you know, with the whole trade debacle thing, and people were getting on me because, you know, they were blaming me for wanting to trade the entire team from. I wasn't trying to trade the entire team from. It was just a frustration that the Knicks couldn't get him at their price. That was basically the bottom line. I wasn't looking to overpay because we wouldn't have been in the situation that the Cavs are in right now. Cavs are in a position where they gave up pieces that they didn't need and able to fortify a team that already has 2 All-Stars and a budding All-Star and bring in another All-Star. The Knicks were nowhere in that. They're not in that position. That's where the frustration lies.
We don't even have a All-Star. Well, I mean, outside of Randle two seasons ago, that's the closest thing we got. Yeah. But we don't even have an All-Star right now.
But that is where the frustration lies, bro, is in asset management. Asset management. The picks that we have made so far, they're good for role players. But none have yet to develop into either an all-star talent or be good enough to get you that all-star talent where you still have something left here. You get what I'm saying?
Nah, I feel you. Look, this is where, I mean, this goes back to last season where when you knew you were out of the playoff play-in contention, you play the youth, you figure out what you have. That way we have a much more clear picture of how do you move or navigate this offseason. What do you need? Who can stay? But Thibs wanted to play for wins instead of figuring out what we have That way, not only could you boost some value of some of these players that you could trade in a package for Donovan Mitchell, maybe not have to trade as much, but you also figure out who could stay on this team, who's going to contribute to winning. It gives you a clear picture of how to consolidate, all your assets that you have on this team. We have depth, right? We have depth, but the depth is only as good as to how many all-stars you have on your team, who's your top-end talent that can carry you, how many of those top-end talents that you have. It's all for naught if you don't have anyone like a Donovan Mitchell, or Giannis, or any one of those guys, a Jokic, an Embiid, But you got to figure out what you have in order to trade for those guys too, because if not, you're going to be trading the farm, and that's what the Jazz want. They want a farm.
That's right.
You look at what the Jazz have right now. They got three guys. Who are contributing to a 5-1 team.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I don't know if you gave as much as I like the players that we have. I don't know if you give up if you put in Quickly, Obi, RJ, if they're getting you out to a 5-1 lead in Utah. Are they? Are they doing that right now? That's the question. Because you saw, you can at least say you saw what Lauri Markkanen could do.
Yeah.
And you know what Colin Sexton could do. Colin Sexton is a bucket.
They're balling out there, no question, man. Let's go to a couple more calls. Let's go to Jug on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Jug on the Discord.
Hey, what's up, CP? What's up, Alex?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
What's going
on? Thoughts? I blame the front office. They spent all our cap space to win against bad teams and lose against good teams. It's like I'm looking at Julius Randle. Every time he's on a fast break, it feels like I'm about to have a heart attack. And Cam Reddish, I'm about to just say, damn.
Cam Hive, hang on for this. Go ahead, let's go. You ready to go in on the Cam Hive? Let's go. I want to hear this.
Bro, it looks like he's not even trying. It looks like he thinks he's in 24-hour fitness. This dude just looks like he's freestyling the whole time. The only positive I could think of is Hartenstein.
Yeah, Hartenstein was good tonight. He was definitely good tonight.
Yeah, other than that, looks like Donovan Mitchell looks better.
All right, man. Hang tight. Sound like a young and dejected Knicks fan, man. Hang tight, man. We got another game later on this week. Don't worry about it. We'll be back at it Wednesday night. He said, what did he say, Cam looked like he's bowling at 24-hour fitness?
Yeah.
Oof. One of those nights, man. One of those nights.
Man.
Consistency is king in every facet of life, man. Consistency is king.
Yep.
Haven't seen the guy that was shining in Memphis in 5 games now, unfortunately.
Yeah, where is that guy?
Where is that guy?
That guy was a bucket.
Oh, man. I can't understand it. I can't understand it, but the defense was good. But offensively, he you just can't do some of the things that he did, and then he got himself benched. You can't blame Thibs for that.
When he took that step back 3, I was like, part of me was like, oh no. Then I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
You got clearance for that. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh well. All right, back at it on Wednesday with the Hawks. Knicks versus Hawks. All right, let's go back to the phones. Let's go rapid fire right now. Let's go to Benji from Manhattan. Benji, how you feeling?
Hey, what's up, guys? I normally don't call after a loss, but I felt compelled.
Okay.
I feel like people are really overreacting to this game tonight.
Yeah. Well, we're Knicks fans. We all knew this is what we do.
I know. We all knew Donovan Mitchell. There's nothing surprising about what he did tonight. I've seen him do that 50 times before. Why is this surprising? Just because we didn't make a trade for him, it's a big deal? I mean, come on. Everyone needs to chill out. And then secondly, I'm like the president of the Evan Hive, but come on, man. How is anyone going to place the blame of this loss on him? What did he do tonight except make 6 out of 9 shots? What did he do wrong tonight? I don't quite understand. I find that odd. And then, I think that that's just misplaced blame. As far as Cam, I actually didn't think he had that bad a game. He had a couple plays where he was loosey-goosey with the ball, went out of bounds, and some ill-advised shots. But, I mean, come on, he still made 3 out of 5 shots at 7 points. It wasn't a terrible game. It wasn't one of his best games, but obviously he's on a short leash.
Yeah.
I honestly thought the biggest change in the fourth quarter, I thought most responsible was IQ. I thought IQ had some really bad shots in the fourth quarter when we had a 9-point lead that actually led us to that lead going away. I just feel like tonight was a massive overreaction. I think we're going to go home and destroy the Hawks on Wednesday and get all the vibes going back right. And then secondly, what was I going to say? Sorry. I think we have a lot of reasons to be positive with this team. You're seeing the offense being a lot better than last year. The assists are consistently in the mid-20s or high 20s. We just need to clean up some things. But, I mean, come on. Donovan Mitchell's been doing this for years, man. There's nothing that was surprising at all tonight. He played the same way that he's always played. He's a really, really, really good basketball player. So we just need to move on and stop overreacting. Fournier is not the reason we lost the game tonight. It had a lot more to do with Randle, Barrett, and IQ's ill-advised shots during the game. That was my thoughts. And then lastly, don't you guys think it's weird how Breen pronounces Hartenstein's name? He says like Hartenstein.
Yeah,
he said, for some odd reason. When he says it.
Yeah, he appreciate the goal. Well, Breen said on the telecast that that's how Hartenstein wants his name to be pronounced. So Breen was just trying to be correct on the enunciation. Yep. Hartenstein.
Yeah, the German. German pronunciation.
Yes. Yeah. I thought I like Schwinny's comment. Shout out to Schwinny of the Strickland. If we're gonna talk about adjustments by Thibs, to me, I didn't think it had anything to do with the rotations like the lineups. I thought it was more the defensive rotations. For example, what are you even doing putting a body on Isaac Okoro? like that's one guy we can afford to let him bomb away from 3. I'm leaving him alone in this game. He didn't get in until, this is a lottery pick, he didn't get on until maybe halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah. Dean Wade's just shooting better than what Okoro's doing.
Yeah. Osman as well.
But that's, that goes back to knowing to protect, like defend against the 3 when you're playing a good 3-point shooting team.
Mm-hmm.
So gotta go back to the drawing board, man. Thibs gotta go back to the drawing board. This ain't it when you're playing high-end teams like this. It's fine when you play teams like against the Magic, the Pistons, other teams that are inconsistent and are young. But when you play an advanced team that's got essentially 4 all-stars, you got a team that can shoot from 3. You got to change it up. Can't just be the same defensive scheme every single night.
Right. And I didn't understand, one of the Love threes before he started is on the ones that kind of started the onslaught. You had Julius and RJ playing Love and Mitchell. Love sets the screen, and then you had Julius switching on to Mitchell, which I think had RJ kind of confused because he's sticking on Mitchell.
Yep.
And then it leaves Love open for a wide open elbow 3.
Yeah.
That one was kind of a head scratcher for me, man.
There was a good amount of switching tonight when someone said a pick, but no one really knew to cover the pick and pop.
Yeah,
pick and pop was just running easy tonight for the Cavs. Yeah. I don't know how that's not on like a piece of paper saying the scouting report saying this is what they like to run. This is what Kevin Love, Dean Wade are going to run. Watch out for the pick and pop. Watch out for a lot of action for guys driving and one of the guys being open on the corner or somewhere on the arc. They had a lot of questionable decisions. Guarding Okoro from 3, just allowing, it's tough for you got to do a better job just trying to slow down Donovan Mitchell. I felt like they always gave him a good head of steam just to attack the paint too. It was just as soon as he was able to in that fourth quarter dictate how he wanted to score, it was off to the races for him.
Yeah.
And they couldn't really just stop him and just force him to what the Knicks should be able to do, which is have him try to shoot from 3, have a lot of contested 3-point shots, and not just let him get to the rim rack so easily.
Let's close the show with the closer, Jay Boogie. Jay Boogie, what's good?
Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to the whole squad, the whole network, everything rocking that orange and blue. Happy Sunday to everybody. Happy Halloween to everybody. Everybody be safe and careful with the Halloween. You know, a lot of things can happen. You know what I'm saying? Things can get spooky, scary, all types of things. Make sure you with your kids. Make sure you bring your kids home. Make sure before they even open up anything, make sure everything is crazy. Everything is straight for your family. Blessings to everybody. It was spooky out there on that court tonight. I've seen a lot of scary movies. Matter of fact, before I even hang up the phone, because we're not coming on tomorrow, yo, throw your best scary movies you ever liked, man. What kind of scary movies? What's your favorite? Who's your favorite scary dude? Because I seen 5 of them jokers tonight. You know what I'm saying? Let me break them down really easy. I seen Chucky tonight. That was Levert. You know what I'm saying? Little scary, little short-looking dude right there. I seen Michael Myers. That was Kevin Love. He was raising up off that hospital bed. The other dude on the other side that was shooting trays, that was Freddy Krueger right there. And I seen Allen. He had that hook and all types of things going on at the rim. I could have sworn that was Candyman. And then, of course, man, here you come, you got Donovan. You know who he got to be? He got to be Jason, you know. All the man, I couldn't believe what was going on. But I'm going to blame this whole game on Tom Thibodeau. That's what I'm going to do. I ain't even going to blame it on the players. I'm going to blame it on Tom. Reason why? Because in the third quarter, I believe when you got a person injured, you keep your foot down on their neck. You don't let up off the gas. You keep mashing the gas. I don't want to hear nothing about dudes need a break. Stop subbing dudes on their normal time and everything. If they rocking, let them stay out there. Let them keep punishing them dudes. Donovan didn't come out the game the whole second half. So why we can't stay out there and keep punishing them dudes? You know what I'm saying? Once we switched up and them guys got a little some momentum and everything and took over and figured things out, it was over. Them guys can't come back in here stiff and figure out that same role that they had. And then sometimes you gotta make people adjust to us. You had a great situation. We had major turnovers with Obi at the beginning of the third. Nobody couldn't hit a shot. Finally, D Rose coming. Let me make a basket. Calm things down. They come. Let me come and get another basket. But then you want to bring the sub. That was the perfect time right then and there to have Derrick Rose and have Brunson in the backcourt. You know, IQ really ain't doing nothing. IQ is not doing anything. I need IQ to be picking up Donovan Mitchell full court. Nobody picked that man up under the basket. You letting him walk the ball up, slow walk it up, take his time, catch his breath, look over the court, and come all the way up court, right and then figure out what he want to do. No, put pressure on that dude. You don't want to come out the game? I'm going to keep that pressure on you until you can't breathe no more. Full court, pick them up. That's what we're supposed to be doing instead of letting them relax and come up like everything is all easy. So I'm going to put the thing on Tom. That's what I'm going to do, you know what I'm saying? But we got to start making some changes inside them games. Make them people start adjusting to what we're doing. We got a lot of good pieces. We just got to utilize them right at the right time. And when things ain't going away, then you switch up. But you got to keep giving them different directions and for them to keep looking because they figuring things out. I can sit there and watch and know when somebody's going out the game. I can sit there and figure out what type of pick and roll we running. I can sit there and figure out the corner shots over there, RJ. So RJ, he's knocking down corner shots in the left corner. Switch him up and make him start shooting from the right. You got to do different things to bring different things to the game. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay. Like CP said, we got 76 more games. 76. Let's start up. We gonna handle our business. I'm kidding about Trae Young. I don't care nothing about Murray over there. You should be pissed off. And when you get back home, come the next game, you should be ready to knock them Hawks straight head off. And that's how it's gonna be. Salute, 3 capital S's. Everybody have a great week. Blessings to you. Help and safety. Shout out to my man Chuck D. And shout out to everybody that's rocking in the chat. Shout out to all the callers. Everybody, the 5-star caller. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the team. Ain't nobody putting it down no better than the KnicksFanTV. Salute, 3 capital S's. And the video will be out real soon. Y'all see that real quick and easy, man. Blessings.
Jay Boogie. Salute to Jay Boogie. Throw some 5s in the chat, man. I thought that was an excellent call to wrap up. You know, the closers calls are always great. But I thought this time he did, you know, he mentioned some good points in regards to the game. Why wasn't anybody picking this guy up at full court? Giving him some different looks. You know, and he echoed your sentiments. Why not keep Rose? Maybe go with Rose instead of IQ with Brunson to close the game. Things to look at. I like that. I definitely like that. That's a 5-star call for me, man.
Facts.
That's a 5-star call, man. Definitely. Shout out to Jay Boogie, the closer. Great call, man. Great call. We'll be back tomorrow night, Knicks Weekly. Back at it again. CP, Alex, JD on the 1, 2s, and 3s. The Holy Trinity, KnicksFanTV back at it for Knicks Weekly. Check out Alex on SNY with Dexter Henry, man. How'd that go, bro? How'd that go?
It was great, man. I gotta say, shout out to you, man, for giving me this opportunity to be on KnicksFanTV, which only helped me get that to SNY to even be interviewed. So thank you for that. And it was awesome. Shout out to Dexter and SNY and the New York Post and that crew for putting it all together. It was a good time, man. We got to talk about the Bucks game, preview the Cavs game, talked about RJ's slow start. So make sure to go check it out. You can go find it on Twitter. You can go find it on the Knicks Fan TV IG page. You can find it on my IG page. It's all over the place, man. So it was a great time.
Absolutely, yeah. So make sure you guys check that out. We got it up on the Instagram page, man, and as well as SNY platforms as well. So make sure you guys check that out. Great job, man. You know, we got a great team. The team is budding both on camera and off. The team is really growing. I love what we got building so far, man. We're gonna continue to cook, continue to bring out fire content. You did the Game of the Week preview with Evan Damerel to cover this game. We'll do another one this week. We'll do another Game of the Week preview. And for you fans out there, you know, this is your show. So you let us know in the comments. Let us know. Drop us some DMs. Give us some feedback. What would you guys like to see more with this show? What would you guys like to see in terms of the post-game show? Whatever it is, let us know. We always accept feedback, good, bad, or indifferent. But the only way we get better is through that feedback. So make sure that you guys are leaving that with us. Remember that these shows are available in audio podcast format. So if you don't catch it on video, and shout out to the replay gang, you could always catch it in audio podcast format. This show is also presented by Manscaped. So go to manscaped.com, enter promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. Let me read the rest of the super chats so I don't forget. Shout out to, let me reset this real quick. Shout out to Hoodies Vintage for $5 super chat. Says tough day in New York sports. Wish we could adjust better. I'm not sure RJ will be that lockdown defender. Maybe keeping Cam on DM made too much sense. Okay, shout out Hoodies Vintage, man. The best dressed Knicks fan on the planet. Shout out to Ernest Williams. Says Big E Atletico. I don't even know what that is. Shout out Della Music. This guy's trying to promote something, and he put a $2 super chat in there. Get out of here. Della Music 50 says too early to judge. Come on, guys. Let us gel a little. Bail after 20 games. Yeah, that's true. We gotta let it marinate a little bit, man. MK Tav says D Rose, Australian super chat, $8 Australian super chat, says D Rose sits in the corner while quickly dribbles the shot clock out and chucks up dumb shots. Quick plays better off of Rose. Let Rose facilitate. Love from Australia. Or is that New Zealand? I always get those two countries' flags mixed up. Yeah, I get them mixed up, man. Shout out Var Pat says RJ's perimeter defense is suspect. Other than that, we played well. Teams won't hit 23 threes a night. Maxwell Walter got that one. Aaron Lazenby says my son Brendan, who is learning the game the hard way, the Knicks way. Barrett killing me. Tentative, indecisive. Knicks need to go up strong on offense. What else? Emile Balmansour, Australian Super Chat, says, how are people blaming Thibs? We have 9-point lead. He puts Obi and Cam back in, and they zap all momentum and swing the whole game back to the Cavs. Come on. Sale NYC says, Quick needs to pass to other players besides Obi. BX kicks for life. Terrible Sunday. Both Giants and Knicks lose. CL Kendrick says, Love and Mitchell shot the lights out on us. Okay. Appreciate that. And that's that, people. We will see you guys tomorrow night. Knicks Weekly. CP Alex JD. We out of here, man. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. We'll see you guys Monday. Peace.